Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Thursday the 24th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Had lots of rain. It rained slightly throughout the day, and rained torrential downpours at a couple other parts, and we had some crazy lightning. We're under a tornado warning, all kinds of fun weather, but overall, still a beautiful day to be alive. So got this morning, got a couple things done. Not having other dogs here feels really super weird, which part of it is I had to not take some of my dog stays that were going to be extended stays because I was going to be gone on a cruise starting the 1st and whatnot. And there's a couple of them, they wanted to drop the dog off before I got back from the cruise, so I had some different situations. So part of the reason why it is, and also it's just that time of year where I don't have as many. It's always a little slower this time of year. Everybody's done traveling for the holidays and whatnot, and spring break is pretty much going on, so a lot of people take their dogs with them on spring break. And I think it's not the time to, I don't know, don't board as many dogs this time of year. So it is what it is. It feels nice now that I have dogs here and I have that responsibility, but I've got so much other stuff going on, it does not feel like I have time off per se. So I did get up though this morning, got in the hot tub, got relaxed, other stuff, got some of that stuff done that needed to be done. Went ahead and got a couple other things in the house taken care of and whatnot. Got my money counted from last time. Went and did my vending route. Got that all wrapped up. Had a gentleman who was supposedly coming down to look at my machines and supposed to be here later today, and didn't, and whatnot, and kept pushing it back. And finally got a loan from the bank, so now he feels like he's super rich because he has a little loan from the bank. So, but he showed up finally. I went ahead and, like I do, I always give people the wrong address, same street, wrong address though. And he finally showed, he said he's pulling up, and I'm like, not to my house, you ain't, So I was like, hey, I guess it's the wrong address, it's over here. I flip-flopped the number. So they showed up, showed them the machines, plugged in a few, let them see how they work and stuff, showed them the coin pushers, all the good fun stuff there and whatnot. They then wanted to go see the machines that were on location. So we headed out there, and I said, hey, do you want to ride with me and stuff? And he goes, well, no. I said, I'll follow behind you, so you want me to ride with you, so we can, be a perfect opportunity to, ask a lot of questions, and I can educate you on the business and so on and so forth. He goes, oh, my car's pretty full. And he brought his girlfriend. It turned out to be his girlfriend's brother. I couldn't remember if he said his brother or girlfriend's brother. But he went ahead, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So instead of riding together and stuff, they just followed me. So I went ahead and grabbed my drink and whatnot, got that done. And, before I did that, I almost completely forgot about it. I went over when the church opened up for their, they're doing an auction, yard sale type, whatever the heck it is, to raise money for the Ukraine, relief, whatever. So I dropped off a ton of stuff there. Literally the bed of my truck was stuffed completely full. Back seat of my truck was full. Got that all there. They're supposed to have a bunch of people there to help you unload, kind of thing. They made it sound like when all you had is back up, and they would literally just a little bunch of, basically pixie fairies would just strip your vehicle clean of everything you want to give away, and it was nothing but just a cluster S. I mean, oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was just, I had every single trip in and out of that building carrying stuff, except for two. I had to say excuse me to people. One lady, I said excuse me, and it's 3 times each time. Be like, excuse me, and as I'm literally blowing on my back neck, coming to a complete stop, excuse me, and then they'd finally move. I had one lady, I had to do that to 5 separate trips in. She would get back in my way every single time. And I finally stopped and said, can you just not stand in the aisle? You realize the fact that you're causing everybody problems here. This is just step over 3 feet to the left, 3 feet to the right, or get the hell out of the doorway. Why are you doing this? So she says, well, I didn't realize it was a problem. I said, well, it is a problem. Every time I come in here, I have to stop and then say, excuse me to you, and I come to a complete stop, which delays my time. I'm giving you free stuff here. I'm like, whatever. So there was a couple times I almost just said I hold it and went to the dump and paid the $8 to throw the stuff away. But I just hate throwing away things that has value. The money's going to go to a good, cause, and so on and so forth. So it is what it is. So I got that all unloaded finally. Ran over to the pharmacy across the street, picked up my wife's meds, got that taken care of, headed back home. Was kind of, waiting around for the guy to show up. Didn't know when he was going to show up exactly. He said he'd be there 10. It was closer to noon. It was ridiculous how slow people are. And they have no concept of time. But finally showed up. Went ahead from there. I was sitting outside actually waiting for him to show up. And it was kind of a little bit of breeze, a little bit of misty rain coming in. And I went to close my curtain on my pergola. And as I was getting ready to zip the zipper, I was pulling it down. I just moved my hand away from the metal frame that holds the percolator together, and lightning hit so close. It was instant flash and thunder. Like, I mean, simultaneously. It was right here. Like, it was within the mile. Like, it was probably like within a couple blocks of my house. It was so bright, so loud. And I thought, oh yeah, great. The one time I'm holding a wet metal frame, why not hit lightning right now? So I kind of had a good chuckle at that. So back down, ended up on the computer, going through a few things I had to go through and whatnot. The guy finally showed up, showed him around the stuff I had, went to go look at items, the place locations, and drove around. He followed behind me. A couple times he kind of, got a little bit lost sometimes. So if you get away from me, don't red lights and stuff, don't be cutting people off, don't be an idiot. Just keep driving. We're heading over towards Stetson University, the first location we're going to. And if I can't see in my mirror, I will slow down until you catch up to me. It's not a big deal. So if not, we got our phones, or I'll call you, tell you how to get there, kind of thing. So it's like, okay, no problem. And then the idiot's like tailgating me at points. And I'm like, why? Just don't tailgate me, man. There's no reason for this shit. So we get the first location. The back door's locked, so I have to go around the front. Kind of said hi to people that came through, showed him where it was, showed him how the machine was there, and so on and so forth. Didn't even do test spins. Like, this is dumb. Like, this is not how you should buy a business. So he looked at the machines and stuff, whatever, and I thought, okay, this guy's probably not going to buy this sit because he's not very bright. And I'm just kind of like, okay, I have no idea what's going on here. So went ahead from there, headed to the second location, introduced him to the secretary. He kept going like, are you going to introduce to the management stuff? And there's going to be a contract. I have no contract. You've asked for this multiple times. I even posted on the post that I had on the marketplace and stuff, there is no contract for this. I don't run contracts. I just treat my customers correctly. They wanted me to be here, and we continue on, so on and so forth and stuff. So introducing the secretary who's there, who barely even knows me, doesn't know this guy at all. And it was one of those things like introducing the virus. You ain't giving me any money yet. This is the guy who wants to buy my machine. It's way different than the guy who already paid me. Had you paid me at the house, I would have taken the time to get a hold of Jessica and get a hold of every single person and basically call ahead and even schedule an appointment to introduce you to these people. That way I'd be like, hey, this guy just bought my system, but you're so paranoid that like you think that I'm not going to show you the route or something. Like, I have no idea. So went ahead, we basically went down, looked at the third location. There's nobody ever there either. So explained to him on that one, went down to the last location and introduced him to one of the guys there, kind of runs the front desk. I'm not sure if he's like manager or what he is there. I think eventually he's going to end up buying that mechanic shop is what I think is going to probably happen. He's going to take over the business is what is going to be the case. But showed him that location, and as I was pulling the money out and stuff, it was stuck in my pocket and whatnot. I didn't pull the change, so I pulled the bills out, and I'm just pulling out giant stacks of bills. The one spot especially, I had not been there for a while, so it had really stacked up, so I grabbed that one out of there, and then basically headed out, and got back. I said, hey, do you want to, what's going on and stuff? We sat outside. Every time we, outside, it's kind of raining, kind of stopped raining back and forth. And he goes, well, we're going to get some lunch, we're going to talk about stuff, and I'll meet you back at your house. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So I head back, and I just like, this guy ain't coming, I ain't going to hear from him. I just kind of blew it off. So on my way back, I stopped at the estate sale, didn't find anything I needed. I just kind of just want to like to look and see. You never know, you might still want something that you've been, you really enjoy, whatever. And looked around, did a little bit, headed on home, got back to the house for a while, and then I got a text from him saying he was on his way back and whatnot. I said, okay, cool, whatever. So he showed up, and turns out to be the girlfriend's brother is a fucking douchebag. Like, he is just ultimately an asshole, and he's just intervening and stuff. And I don't know if this is like a business partnership where they're working this together or what's going on. So I'm trying to like fill out the whole process, and he's just like nitpicking shit, like just being an ass, just completely being an asshole. And I'm like, dude, back the hell off, man. I'm like, what the hell? I'm trying to be nice to him, and he starts talking about this, and he's like, we'll give you this much, and he came off like $3,000 off the price, and I'm like, you can go pound sand. He goes, it's cash money. I said, you realize checks and cash is the same damn thing. Like, they all go to the bank. Like, you're not impressed with the cash. I have money. I don't know. Like, and I realized, I look back on it, and I realized this douche has never seen, probably more than $1,000 in one time in his lifetime. And I realized it was like the girlfriend's brother. I would have been like, you're only here because she's sucking his dick. He's got the money. That's nothing to do with you. Like, you're acting all like you're some kind of big shot here, and you're gonna like, start calling off stuff. And I'm like, whatever. And he starts mouthing off about how the trailer's no good, and the winch don't work. And I told him that the winch, quit working. I tried to use it the other day. The winch doesn't work, so the winch is $85. Get over it and stuff. And I basically explained to him, like, already, I agreed to come down the price of this. You're here nitpicking back and forth, and I'm like, what the hell? And then he started saying something. He goes, that rusty-ass trailer ain't gonna haul that. I said, what do you mean rusted through? Because that trailer ain't safe. I said, what makes you think it's not safe, man? Like, what the hell? And he goes, it's not rusted. We sit on it, so it's just a big pile of junk. And I'm like, you know what? And I just talked to him. I said, man, I'm gonna be as fucking nice to you as I can be right now, but I don't need your goddamn shit. I don't need your fucking money. I don't need to sell this shit to you. I don't need fucking nothing from you. I said, here's where we're at. I don't need you. You want to buy my stuff. If you think you're going to get a better deal by bad-mouthing all my shit, that ain't how life goes. If you want to say, hey, I'm broke, I don't have any money, I can't afford nothing, this is all I can afford, whatever, fine. If you want to say, hey, I don't think this stuff is worth that much, or I can find it somewhere else, fine. But don't start beating my stuff up, trying to nitpick everything, because everything I've said to you was in the post. Everything I talked about was in the post. It's already been described. This machine has some scratches, this machine has this, blah, 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 whatever. As I'm going through here, I didn't misrepresent anything. The only thing I did not disclose was the winch on the trailer didn't work, because when I made the post, I thought the winch worked. The winch doesn't work, so guess what? Now I've told you it doesn't work, and we can replace the winch, or you can take the $85 off. It doesn't matter to me either way. Completely up to you. And he got all my face and blah, blah, stuff. And I was like, man, this ain't, I don't know how you're doing stuff kind of crap. And I got in his face to the point that apparently my dog was inside. My mom sat inside, and the dog must have heard my tone change and my voice raised. And my dog popped up and literally hit the window with his nose. He was like, what the hell is going on out there? Because my dog's like, I got your back. And 110-pound Great Dane boxer mix is like, he's like, dude, I got this. What, we need to go down? Kind of thing. And I'm like, it's all good, whatever stuff. And I'm like, I was kind of like, then he said something else, and I'm like, he goes, that's you being nice? I said, it's as nice as I can be to you. Like that guy said, so you have any questions? What do you want to do here? So he goes, well, what you do it? And the guy said something about, we got cash right now. And I said, I don't give a damn what you got, man. Cash and checks are the same shit to me. It don't matter. It's just money. First off, I've used the whole we got cash in hand to impress dumb people to buy stuff, but you got to take the money out. You got to show it to somebody. You got to lay it in their hand and let them hold the money, let them feel the money, let them smell the money and go, oh, I don't want to give it back, because it's hard to give back that money. Not just, it's in an envelope in my car, I think, kind of thing. And he goes, well, I don't know. And he came in another offer, and I came back to where I was at, my final price. Like, this is where I'm at. Best I'll do. Take it or leave it. I don't give a shit. Just get him off my property, kind of thing. And the guy's like, okay. And then the guy goes, well, we got to go. Let's go. We got to go to the bank and get some more money. And I was like, what the fuck? And as he walks away, I sniffed up. I look at the douchebag, and I'm like, oh, so you don't have the money right here on you then, do you? And the guy kind of bustled up a little bit like he was going to do something. Like, what? Not on my property, man. You ain't talking shit to me on my property. That ain't how shit works. I don't put up with that crap. I don't tolerate it. I don't know. Screw you, man. So they left, and I thought, well, that's done. So I just shut the door. Thought it's over. I don't give a damn, whatever. We'll move on with my life kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then about, 12 minutes later, I get a text back going, hey, man, sorry you pissed you off and stuff. I went and dropped him off, and I'm pulling back up right now. Which tells me they just dropped that dude off on the corner. They're like, just stand here by this tree and, basically do whatever they're going to do. And I'm like, that's cool. Came back, and I said, here's where we're at. We talked about it, kind of joked a little bit, blah, blah. Wrote up a contract real quick where we kind of wanted to save for buying this many machines and this many whatever and stuff and whatnot. I'm like, dude, whatever you want to do. And it was, the other guy said something about the money. He goes, make sure he signs a contract that he's selling the stuff before you give him the money. And I was sitting there looking at him and goes, said, what do you think? I'm going to just take the money and run in the house and lock the door and like, ha ha, I got your money. And he goes, I don't know you. And I said, you never will know me either. I'm like, so now if we're going by your theory, I'm supposed to sign over my entire business to you before you give me any money? Why don't you go fuck off, man? Like, this is not how shit works. So the guy went out, basically got the girlfriend the money out. I counted the money out. We're all good. Once the money was counted out, it was still laying right out there in front of everybody. So it was like I ran in the house and locked the door. And I went ahead and signed the contract he had, whatever, the buyer's agreement. And basically headed back from the house, and it's all good. And they're supposed to be, he got a bunch of like the sodas and stuff, the extra snacks I had, the dollies and crap. And they took those home, what they could haul today. And his car don't have a trailer hitch, you don't have nothing, so he's got to go rent a truck tomorrow, like a U-Haul or something, to the trailer and stuff. That rusted piece of crap there won't hold the machine and everything else. So we got that whole thing all done. He finally left, and I ran and put some of the money in the bank. I didn't put it all in there at once, because anytime you start throwing money in over 10 grand, you gotta fill out forms where the money came from and crap. I just hate taking the time to fill out forms. So I'll go deposit the money in the next few days, and won't have to worry about that hassle and that whole process there. But it is what it is. Yeah, that's kind of where we left it on that one. I was glad to see him gone. I'm glad to have my business gone. It's over with. Gave him the first set of keys. I have another set of keys in my wife's car, so I carry a spare set. So I used to always fill the route in her car, so I keep a spare set in her car. That way, if I forgot to grab it off the thing, I would already have it there. Because I drove all the way over to my location one time and realized, luckily before I actually got in the building, that I didn't have my keys. And I was like, shit. Tore my car apart, thing I'd lost them in the seat, whatever I had. I just completely forgot to bring them. So I never made that mistake again. I got an extra set of keys for everything and stuck them in the, basically stuck them into the door of the car and left them there, a little door pocket, and never left them since then. So got to pull those out for him and whatnot, whatever. And also I got to get the addresses for locations, because I don't even know the address on it. So I got to pull them up on MapQuest and figure out where they're all at. So I also offered that if he wanted me to, I would go with him on the first time he goes and fills it, or even the first couple times, and assist him in filling. He's like, oh, I got it. I'm smart. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, why would you not just first take the help, two, take the advice. I'm like, I've been doing this for 5+ years now, and I've made a nice little investment for the money I put in it, and everything else I bought has came out of that business, not counting the rest of the money I took out for toys and stuff. And I almost 5x to my money, so I'm good. Like, I'm all good here. Just shy of 5. It's about 4.5x. But so my original investment, I got back 4.5 times what I put in 5 years, plus all the money I pulled out of it. And yet you don't want my assistance, so hey, good luck to you. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm just kind of like over it. He apologized for the guy being a dick. And when he got out of the car and he came back, I'm like, is that your brother or her brother? Is that your brother? He goes, no, it's her brother. I'm like, he shouldn't come around anymore. Like, I'm like, that dude is a dummy, So, but that's all done. Got done from that. We had a couple other things that got done around the house. Nothing major. Went ahead, got my run in, got my shower, all that good fun stuff. And then from there, we had to go look at a couple houses that I went and looked at, and they won't work. One of them, they took a beautiful, big, beautiful house, and he split it into 3 tiny apartments, and they're weird. Like, he built a loft in the living room of the one upstairs, and the bedroom upstairs where he stayed had no windows or nothing, so it was really super creepy and weird up in there. And there's no stove in that apartment at all, which is just weird. Like, I didn't get it. Took out the dishwasher in the one spot because, like, he said they were using too much electricity, so he just removed their dishwasher in the rental property and stuff. I'm like, this is weird. Closed off a bunch of walls and made the house all cut up, and yeah, and it turns out none of that stuff is permitted. So if somebody wants to pull rank on it with a new house sale, they can make me tear all that stuff back out. So that house stays out. He's out of his damn mind. He's asking 3 something plus, 350, I think it is, like that. And no garage. It's a beautiful yard. It's got a great layout. And had he had permits and stuff on the stuff, I would have probably bought it as just a straight rental property and just threw my father-in-law in one of the units and rented the other 2, and would have been awesome. But no, it's like he put a little shed outside with like the washer and dryer, so everybody could share the washer and dryer and stuff. And it's just no, it wouldn't work. I started looking at like taking walls, like, well, I ran plumbing there and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm out. Like, it's just, there's 3 kitchens in a house, and it's just, no, I can't do it. The other house, just bad layout, horrible yard, the whole thing there, so that ain't gonna work for us either. But it is what it is. Got back to the house, had some dinner, ended up just having a nice little meal, chilled out there, ended up having a little, watched a little bit of NCIS. From there, headed outside, had myself a nice little cigar as the evening wrapped down, and headed to bed. Had myself a piece of my mom's birthday cake. It's some like triple mystery fudge chocolate something. I don't know what the hell it is. And it's not bad. It's super rich. Like, it's like 3/4 of an inch wide sliver at the back, going down to nothing. And it is, it's a lot. That's enough to eat. So other than that, pretty much a great old day, and I no longer have a vending business, which is awesome. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.